They thought they'd broken him, but they didn't know what kind of soul they had locked in that cell. This is the final chapter of the priest who defied the devil in Auschwitz, and won. His weapon wasn't violence, it was sacrifice. Previously, we saw how Father Maximilian Kolbe built a spiritual army with a printing press, resisted the Gestapo with a radio signal, and walked into Auschwitz armed only with faith. But now, the war is inside the fences, inside the human spirit, inside the place where light goes to die, unless someone dares to carry it. Block 14, that's where they placed him. It wasn't the worst yet. But Hope was a prisoner here, just like the men. Maximilian Kolbe didn't preach from a pulpit anymore. He whispered psalms in secret. He heard confessions in the shadows. He would trade his bread to comfort someone dying, his soup to warm someone shaking. He didn't just survive Auschwitz. He infected it with something the guards couldn't understand. Grace. He watched men crumble. He watched souls go numb. But when they came near Kolbe, they didn't see madness in his eyes. They saw something terrifyingly calm, unbreakable. And that made the Nazis nervous. July 29th, 1941. A prisoner escaped. To the Nazis, one man missing meant 10 others would die. That was the rule. It was meant to terrify, to control, to crush all hope. The commandant walks the line, pointing. You. Then, you. Franciszek Gajowniczek. He collapses. My wife, my sons, please. And then, the impossible. From the line, another man steps forward. No prisoner ever moved without permission. But this one does. Let me take his place, he says. Not a whisper, not a plea, a statement. It silences everyone. The camp commandant narrows his eyes. Who are you? And the answer? I am a Catholic priest. That's all he needed to say. They were locked in a starvation bunker. No food, no water, no windows. Just time, and the slow unraveling of the human mind. But this cell was different. From it came no screams, only prayer. Kolbe led hymns. He led scripture. He comforted the dying. And one by one they died, until only one remained. He didn't cry. He didn't beg. He prayed. And after 2 weeks, the guards grew impatient. They needed the cell cleared. So they brought in a needle. Kolbe held out his arm himself. Calm, ready. The injection was phenol. It was meant to kill. But Kolbe didn't die screaming. He died like a soldier who had finished his mission. Maximilian Kolbe died in the depths of Auschwitz. But his story didn't end there. In 1982, more than 40 years after his death, Kolbe was declared a martyr. He was canonized by Pope John Paul II. The same pope who, like Kolbe, had lived through the horror of Nazi oppression. They were kindred spirits. Two men who understood that true courage isn't measured by the strength of the body, but by the will to act in the face of terror. They called Kolbe the patron saint of drug addicts and prisoners. But his influence spread far beyond those labels. He became a symbol of the undying spirit of self-sacrifice, a man who chose to die so another might live. To this day, thousands gather at the Auschwitz Memorial, making pilgrimages to the place where Kolbe's legacy is carved in stone. And in the hearts of millions of people, his message endures. Greater love has no one than this, that someone laid down his life for his friends. These words are etched into Kolbe's legacy. Maximilian Kolbe's story is not just one of death. It is a story of life. The life he gave, and the life that continues to spread because of it. He could have died a victim, someone crushed by the weight of war. Instead, he became an eternal witness to something stronger than hate, the power of faith and love. His death at Auschwitz might have been the end of his earthly life, but it marked the beginning of an even greater spiritual impact. He did not allow the Nazis to define him. He defined himself by his actions. He didn't just survive the war, he conquered it in the most painful way imaginable. Kolbe showed us that life's most profound victories come when we're willing to lose everything to protect those we love. Maximilian Kolbe's story is a reminder that in the face of darkness, we can all choose to be the light. His courage, his sacrifice, his undying spirit, it all speaks to the soul. If you've been moved by his story, remember, the truth never dies. It endures in the hearts of those who choose to carry it forward. If you want to hear more stories of those who defy the odds, of heroes who walk the line between faith and suffering, then hit the like button and subscribe to Unseen Saints. We'll be back with more stories that will leave you breathless and inspired. Until then, keep the light alive.